CIA chief would keep quiet if Kim Jong-un died amid growing threat of war. Mike Pompeo has said he would keep quiet if the dictator disappeared, after warning the hermit state are only months away from perfecting their nuclear capabilities. Mr. Pompeo said he would not talk about it if Kim vanished or died given the history of the CIA. He added, with respect to, if Kim Jong-un should vanish, given the history of the CIA, I'm just not going to talk about it. The American politician warned that Donald Trump was prepared to use military force against the volatile dictatorship if necessary. He said, they are close enough now in their capabilities that from a U.S. policy perspective we ought to behave as if we are on the cusp of them achieving their objective of being able to strike the U.S. Addressing the national security officials on Thursday, he said, someone might think there was a coincidence. You know, there was an accident. It's just not fruitful. Speaking at the same event, U.S. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster said, we are in a race to resolve this sort of military action. He added, we are not out of time, but we are running out of time. Both Mr. Pompeo and McMaster said Trump would still prefer to use sanctions and diplomacy to force Kim to come to the table to discuss disarmament. But, they said, U.S. military force remains an option. Mr. Pompeo added, when you're now talking about months, our capacity to understand that at a detailed level is in some sense irrelevant. The president's made it very clear. He's prepared to ensure that Kim Jong-un doesn't have the capacity to hold America at risk by military force if necessary. The Hermit Kingdom said earlier this year that the CIA had tried to kill the Kim with South Korean intelligence. Mr. Pompeo claimed Kim Jong-un's mission is just to stay in power. We are going to become a much more vicious agency. 2 U.S. bombers flew close to the North Korean border in an apparent provocation. The supersonic U.S. B-1B strategic bombers flew over South Korea, which prompted Kim to warn the Korean peninsula is on the eve of explosion. The flyover comes 11 days after 2 B-1B bombers carried out surprise nighttime exercises over the waters off South Korea's east and west coasts in a show of force against North Korea.